What is going on, guys? It's Sarge and welcome back to Prime Reviews. Now in this episode we're going to be talking about Trinity Prime, one of the best support characters in the game. Now Trinity Prime compared to her original counterpart has 50 more shields and also has a 0.1 extra sprint speed. So it isn't much of a difference there, but it does have an extra V and dash polarity slot to go with it. And it also has its aura polarity slot, so you'll get a lot of extra mod capacity when you put an aura mod on it. Now our first ability is Well of Life. Well of Life will allow you to lift one enemy in the air, keeping him suspended in the air, and you can cause damage to him, with each amount of damage adding health to nearby enemies. Now this ability is affected by power strength, giving you more health and how much energy it actually takes from them. It is affected by duration of how long they stay in mid-air, so you can take more energy and provide it as health. And it's also affected by range of how much health you can receive from a farther distance. Now the augment to this is Pool of Life. This will allow you on death, marked enemies will drop 4 health orbs with a 25% chance of dropping an energy orb, so it will give you a lot of extra opportunities to get more health if you actually kill the enemy. So it is a really nice way of getting easy heals if you don't have your fourth. Now her second ability is Energy Vampire, which is one of her most popular abilities in her arsenal. Energy Vampire will allow you to put a pulse on the enemies that will pulse 3 times and give you a percentage of its energy per tick. So this is affected by strength, which will give you more energy per tick. It's also affected by duration of how long it takes for each pulse to happen, or how fast it happens, depending on if you want it to take longer or shorter, which can affect you depending on what kind of build you're going for. But if you do kill the enemy, it will give you all the energy it's supposed to, so there is that. And it's also affected by range of how far it takes to actually reach your allies and how far they are. Now the augment to this is Vampire Leech. Any extra energy that you get from the pulses will be given to your allies as shield, up by 150%, so they will have a lot of overshield to go with it if they already have all their energy. So it's a good thing to have if you want to spam it constantly to give them extra overshield. Now her third ability is her tanky ability of the bunch, which is Link. Pretty much any damage given to you will be given to the enemies that your energy zipline is connected to, so you will get upwards to a 75% damage reduction given to the enemies, which is pretty good. It is affected by power strength, so you're gonna have to put a lot of power strength mods to hit that 75 cap, so it won't go past 75. And it also affects how many enemies can actually be connected. Power duration affects how long the ability will last, so you'll be able to stay tanky a lot longer than usual. And the range affects how far you can connect with the enemies before it breaks and you'd have to connect to a new enemy. Now the augment reduces the armor rating by 45% on enemies targeted by Link, so you will be able to kill the enemies much quicker that are connected to you, which in some ways could be good since they'll die quicker, but also be bad because you're going to start taking more damage after all the enemies are killed. And her fourth and final ability, which is one of her best abilities, is Blessing. Now Blessing is pretty much the ultimate heal of any Warframe. This ability restores the health and shields of your teammates, and it also gives you a damage reduction depending on how much is healed per ally. So the more damage you've taken before the heal, the more the damage reduction is given to you. Now it is affected by power strength, how much damage reduction you're going to take and how much energy can be restored. It's also affected by duration of how long the resistance will last, and the range affects how far you can actually heal your allies. So before it used to be infinite healing range, but now they reduced it so that you have to use range mods to hit enemies from a longer distance. Now as for my build for Trinity, I like to go with the EV build, which is the Energy Vampire build, to help my teams have as much energy as they can. And I can also heal them even though it's only going to last about 1 or 2 seconds of damage reduction, which is not too bad, at least you get the heal. Now to start off with this build, I use Rejuvenation as my aura mod, so you will be healing regardless even if I'm not the one healing. I do have Vitality for the extra health. I have Blind Rage and Transient Fortitude for extra power strength, so you will get healed much more. I do have Stretch, so I'm able to heal from a farther range. Overextended extends that even further while reducing my power strength, which is made up by Blind Rage and Transient Fortitude. I have a Prime Flow, so all the energy I get from Energy Vampire will be able to stay in my character, and I'll be able to use it much more and heal a lot more. I have Natural Talent since it does take a while to actually use things like Blessing. I want it to activate as fast as possible. And I also have Fleeting Expertise so I can get more power efficiency while reducing the duration, speeding up the EV to get the energy much faster. Now Trinity is one of the best support frames in the game. If you want to do stuff like the Law of Retribution, or you want to survive long waves in like a defense or a survival, you need a Trinity on the team. Trinity will help you in pretty much any situation that involves you staying alive. no other frame can possibly heal you and do as much support as Trinity can. So if you want to be the good guy of the team and help out the team without being the Slayer, pick Trinity. She's one of the best frames that you could possibly use for support. So that'll be the video for today, guys. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay frosty.